So, so what's going on, everybody? Um, Welcome Thursday's weekly call. Every week we go over different things, educational, trading, or crypto, on Thursdays. And I would just want to give a shout out to Kiki as well. For anyone who hasn't, kind of gone through the Discord and stuff like that, we obviously have a few different things. Actually, hold on, let me co-host a couple people too. So, obviously, the introduce yourself section, you know what I mean? We have different people from all around the world joining every single day, Dominican, Toronto. So obviously welcoming new people in. But right here under the announcements and call events as well, we have now a schedule that Andre got created for us. So the Winner Circle weekly schedule, few people were asking. So every week we have these calls, no matter what, right? They're scheduled in here unless we update if we're gonna miss any. Below, customer portal, quick start guide, same thing. We have an onboarding video for all new members for people to go through. If you have any questions, as well. Yes, lovely, dope. Okay, so that's basically the few new things here. And then obviously under the affiliate, same thing here. We have a affiliate journey onboarding. So new updates, feel free to obviously look through those and keep up. So on today's trading call, I'm going to go over a few things. If you're brand new on the call, which I see like a couple people on here, you know what I mean? Like these are the calls to ask questions. You have a Kosh, you have the live sessions, the trade, like you have so much at your hands here, including the Discord. But these calls are a bit more hands-on, I could say. There's 11 people on here. Few of us are experienced. So um, if you have any questions at all, if you're new, these are the calls to do so. But I'm gonna go over just a few different things and tools that kind of help me on my journey, or that you might want to look into maybe as you're kind of progressing in your trading journey as well. Obviously, using different tools like TradingView on top of your trading platforms that you use, like TradeLocker, or if you're trading crypto, BitGet and stuff like that. We use TradingView as more of like a tool. It's our friend, right? Some people do trade off of here, that are trading futures. You can connect your broker and trade off of TradingView. I think there is some Forex brokers that do so as well, but basically all I use this for is marking up charts, right? You don't have to pay for it or anything like that. I do have the premium version. I'll go over a couple different things that just the free version does, and then the premium version as well. Um, and then there's also a few different things that a couple people ask me about, copy traders and news and stuff like that as well, and journaling stuff. So we'll get into that. Again, ask questions as we're going through. So first things first, on TradingView, you have different things, right? On the right here, you have your watch list. So obviously on TradeLocker, you have your watch list kind of as well. The thing about TradingView is when you mark up your charts, you kind of have them saved always on here. Same thing as on your phone, you can have the app downloaded for TradingView. So anything that you mark up on your website here will save onto your phone, right? I use TradingView for different things as well. I'm going to go over kind of some back testing stuff that I use TradingView for as well, where you can review your trades, right? You can back test your trades, you can kind of review if you're doing things properly. There's a few different, I want to say uh, like trading practices that you can do so that you can kind of identify market structure and stuff like that easier and always kind of be on the right side of the market and stuff like that so that when trades are coming out, you know what you're doing, right? So we'll start off with kind of NAS. NAS is something that everyone's kind of trading right now and yeah, basically just trading. So I'm gonna go over a little bit of previous market structure and then we'll go into like kind of today and stuff like that as well. But TradingView you can use for different things, right? So like I was saying, you can go over here, you can start if you're brand new, what I would highly suggest is do things like go on to different time frames, whether it's the weekly, the 1 day, 4 hour, stick to like one or two higher time frames so that you can start marking off. For example, if you're marking off on the daily time frame, right? And we'll do like kind of over here. Okay. Say we have this as our lowest point. We create a high, okay? And then we break the low. Okay. So that means we're bearish. We pull back, we create a lower high, we pull down, create a lower low. So as market structure is kind of drawing, like what I would highly suggest is you just practice literally this, marking off lows and highs, making sure you understand market structure at bare minimum, right? Like I understand, you can copy and paste, you can, take tap to trades, but this is like if you're actually wanting to learn how to trade and look at your charts and review your trades and stuff like that. These are things that you want to just practice and do. Whether it's day to day or a few minutes every day, right? So I'm gonna mark off just daily structure here. All right, so low, high, low, high, low, high, low. Okay, we pull back, and then you can see we never break the last high, right? So we can basically resume that the market structure is still bearish until proven otherwise, which is basically a market structure to the left gets broken. Okay. So we have a low, we have a high, and then it breaks the low. Okay. Pulls back, and then eventually we finally break the last high. So this is on the daily time frame, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 break of structures to the downside, and then 1 break of structure to the upside. Okay. So we can basically now resume that NAS is bullish, considering that we just broke a structure to the upside, right? Pull back, and then we broke structure again if we look closely. Okay, so we have a high, we have a low, we pull up, we pull back. People were thinking it's going to break the low. It doesn't break the low. It ends up breaking this high, eventually breaking the main high, right? Once it created this high and we pull back, the pullback, right? Like when we created this high here, we also created a low right here. High, we pull back. As long as this low doesn't get broken, we can resume that the next high is going to get, broken up. So example with the replay bar, same thing. You can replay it. Okay, we broke structure to the upside. Once structure breaks up, we can assume that we'll have a pullback. We don't know how far, right? It can go here, it can go to here. You have different things that identify, wicks, imbalances, whatever. But our what we want to do is follow order flow basically and assume that when it pulls back, as long as this low doesn't break, we are going to continue up to break this high, which could be maybe your target. Maybe there's an Asia high there if that's your strategy, whatever it is, right? But market structure is market structure. So if we play this out, okay, it pulls back and then it just breaks the high with a wick. And then we are where we are now. Okay. So that's kind of daily market structure. So we'll mark off this high here, and then we'll mark off this low that is left here. And play kind of between those zones. If I go down to the 4-hour time frame, so we're going to now look at kind of this piece of structure here. Okay. If I go to the 4-hour time frame, that box is now what that daily was. So actually, what I'll do is I'll leave that as the day like this. And then I'll do this one as the 4-hour. So this is things that you can do. Same thing with on TradingView is what I'll do so that sometimes you get lost on the lower time frames. Maybe you're on the 1-minute time frame scalping. You know what I mean? Just trying to catch these breakouts. But maybe you're trying to like catch a sell for a scalp, but you get over yourself and forget that, we're on a bullish uptrend, but you're shorting, scalping, trying to aim for the moon to the downside, right? So sometimes the higher time frame helps you kind of navigate whether you're trading, counter trend and just looking to scalp the market and be in and out. The higher time frame will just help you be on the right side of the market, right? Like I said. So same thing here. You can have the 4-hour on one side or the daily time frame if that's what you use. I personally don't use the daily too much, and I'm going to explain why. But the 4-hour over here, or you can have the 4-hour over here and the 5-minute over here, so that you understand, okay, on the 4-hour, I'm bullish or bearish, and on the 5-minute, I'm bullish or bearish. I'm looking for this, right? And you can kind of always have both there, but I'll show you here what I mean with each one. Okay, so this is the daily time frame on the left, the 4-hour time frames on the right. So when I move my cursor, okay, on the left side, each candle, you can see on the right side what candles they are on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so like for example, if I'm looking at the low on the daily down here, on the right side, you can see it's the low at the bottom where the cursor is, right? So anything I mark off will do both time frames. Let me delete this. Okay, so you can mark off your lows on the daily. Now, on the daily time frame, for example, when we're looking at a situation like this. Okay, where we have a low, a high, a low, a high, a low. We're bearish on the daily time frame, correct? Right? It's it's bearish. It's creating lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. There, once we create that low, we have a pullback happening where we can see, structure, right? High, low, high, low. But that is substructure to the daily structure, right? Because this is our high. So I'm gonna play it here. Let's pretend all this isn't here. Okay, so low, high, low. When we're having this pullback here, right? On the daily time frame, we can't really see it. So on the 4-hour time frame, you can catch these trades, right? If we know we have a daily pullback, and as long as this high doesn't break, right, we're bearish, but as long as this high breaks, we would change to bullish, right? Throughout this pullback, if we can see it's, how many days of it's 15 days of a pullback, right? Of uptrend pullback in a daily downtrend. Is that 2 weeks of trading that you're just not going to do, right? Probably not. So the lower time frame, like the 4-hour time frame, will show you that if we're creating a low, a high, a low, a high, okay, we wick this low. Eventually, we break the high. Okay, so this is our last low here. Same thing. We pull back, kind of messes around, and then eventually we break the high. Okay, we create a high here, a low, a high. We're we're in a daily pullback. So take this in. We're in a daily bearish leg. It's pulling back. On the 4-hour, we can see that, right? That it's creating a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high. Eventually, we break the low on the 4-hour, which is this right here on the daily time frame. Okay. So you can't really see the break of structure on the daily time frame, but on the 4-hour, we can see that the market is shifting down. So maybe that this pullback, this daily pullback, is not looking to break the high here, right? And we're just going to start shifting down to eventually do what? Our low is the main thing that we're looking for it to break, right? Which is that. Okay, say we're like this, which would be like this. Oh, both. Weird. Okay, that's fine. So we're in this pullback. We have our 4-hour low that breaks down. which kind of dictates our pullback here is ending, and we're looking to shift and continue our daily trend, right? So as the 4 hour is doing a low, pulling back, breaking a low. Okay, and let me zoom in closer here. Okay, low, high, low, high. We break the low. NAS does these wicks sometimes, whether it's new. So I'm going to go over it after. It's news usually. So you can see on the 4 hour, we wick and it comes above all of this, which would have been our high, right? Because we have a low, a high, a low. It wicks, it breaks the high, but it's a wick. And then eventually we break the low, which is our daily low, right? Is that okay? So the daily time frame, yes, you can see that, okay, we're in a downtrend or in an uptrend. The 4 hour is going to show you faster, right, where that trend is going to switch. If we look, same thing, if we're on a 4 hour time frame and we have the 5 minute time frame, okay, and for example, let me see. Okay, and I'm just going to look at right here on the 5 minute time frame to show you how fractal it is. And then we'll go into some other stuff. But I'm just showing you guys like little things that you can do to kind of back test and review on your own. Okay, just 1 second. I'm looking for this boxed area, March 25th. Wait, what is that? Okay, here we are. Okay, so this boxed area here on the 4 hour is all of this on the 5 minute. Okay, a bunch of noise. But what we can do is we can see, okay, at the peak here, which is, okay, on the 4 hour, we are bullish. Eventually, we start shifting bearish, right? With this red line here being our first 4 hour breakdown. Okay. But before that, okay, before the 4 hour here breaks down and shows us that our daily, you know, pullback's kind of over and we're gonna start heading down. Okay, in this area up here, we can see on the 5 minute time frame that structure. Okay, yes, we're breaking high, breaking highs, breaking low, breaking high. Okay, it's coming down, breaking high, and then we break a low, break a high, break a low, break a high, or sorry. We break a low, pull back, break a low, pull back, break a low, it pulls back and breaks, and then we break again, okay? And then eventually we break that low. So up to all this here, okay, as we start breaking down on the 5-minute time frame, the lower time frames can show you that, okay, maybe the market's going to start, heading down, right? Okay, breaks a high, breaks a low. And then we get into kind of our New York session right here, right? Where same thing, we break this high and then breaks a low, breaks a low, and breaks that low. Okay, so over here we have a high, we have a low that got created after, which is the break of structure kind of starting this downtrend, right? Prior to that 4-hour break, we had all of this 5-minute structure kind of happening. Okay. So it's just showing us that on a lower time frame, we can see the market's going to start breaking down. The higher time frame showing us that we have higher targets that we can target, right? Like that low, for example, could have been a target way down here. Okay. So 5-minute time frame, same thing, is most likely what you're looking at during your session. Like when you're trading, looking at the charts, for example, now I have here kind of boxes, right? Uh, yellow box is Asia session, green box is London, blue box is New York. It just helps me kind of dictate. Now, some of us are in different parts of the country, so the time is kind of different. I'm going to go by Eastern time because that's kind of where I'm at. But the markets are open 24 hours a day, right? 5 days a week. I only put my trading to 3 to 4 hours of the day, max. Okay. Some people might do more. That's all preference. Okay. But I personally like to do other things throughout my day. And I only like to dedicate 3 to 4 hours of my day focused, looking at the charts, paying attention, you know what I mean, during my session. So my session is New York session, which is this red box here. Okay. Which is kind of here, this. And I'll go over the little indicators in a second to if you want to kind of have these different things. And I have this marked off, which is the lines, which is Asia's ranges box, right? For those that trade Liberty. It marks off Asia session, high and low of Asia. And then I have the box here as well. So I'm only trading during this, like this, literally this. Out of all this, okay, this is my last session here. Everything that's happening here in the middle, I'm not looking at the charts, right? I'm not sitting there staring at it, wondering about every high that's breaking, every low that's breaking, and freaking out. That's not what trading is. If you want to have a session that you're gonna dedicate your 3-4 hours to trading, if you want, whether it's live sessions or your own trading sessions, or you're tuning into 2 or 3 live sessions like Brent and Rich, right? That's 2 hours that you're sitting there focused, trading live with them. And it's only 5 minutes or 10 minutes that you're actually doing what? Well, it's 1 second that you're executing, right? If you miss the entry, you miss the entry. Am I right? So you have to be sitting there paying attention to what's going on. So on TradingView, you can have these different tools and you can be drawing up market structure. And when I'm looking at market structure, okay, yes, I can see that we're breaking a low, we're breaking a low, we're breaking a low, breaking a high, breaking a low. That to me is kind of all irrelevant up until here. I'm kind of looking at, okay, what is New York session doing? Right? Well, in New York session, I can see we have a low at 7:15, 7:10. We have a high at 8 in the morning. And then we break a low at 8:30. We pull back. We don't break the high. This is 9:05. And then we break the low. 9:25, 9:30. We pull back. We don't break the last high. So we're assuming as this low breaks, this pulls back, this low breaks, this pulls back. As long as this high doesn't break, we're going down, right? So even pre-session, like when this first structure breaks down, you can almost resume that we're going to start breaking down during New York. Not every single time, right? But you want to follow structure most of the time. Like it'll be in your favor, right? And if daily market structure is going down at the time, I guess we wouldn't know on the 4 hour because we're, I guess, bullish, but we just broke a high and we're assuming a pullback, right? We don't know if that low is going to break at the time, which is way down here. We're looking at this. So when we're shorting from here, we're just looking to catch a pullback. We don't know if it's going to actually break this low fully. Okay. But we break a low, we pull back. Say you want to practice your strategy, and I'm going to show you something else on here. When you're replaying, you can go and practice and throw a sell on here, right? I don't know if many people knew that. You can click it, for example, okay, we sold. We're hoping that this high doesn't break. We have a stop loss, and we'll put our take profit. I don't know, down here. Maybe there is imbalance or something you're looking at, whatever, right? So these are things that you can do, and then you play it out. Okay, boom, sell. Okay. Now, it kind of played out pretty quick, but let me replay that again. I'll just show you. Okay, you can set your stop loss. You can put your take profit. Down here, you can set it a bit slower if you want. Okay, play it forward. And then you can kind of see it, you know what I mean? Like pause it. Okay, we have a high. We broke a low again. We pulled back. Are we looking to maybe scale in? Maybe you already had a position up here, but break of structure is in your favor. So maybe you add another position, right? Boom. You can set your stop loss. Oh, what just happened there? Oh, messed it up. Okay, but I'm just showing you that this is things that you can do. Play it forward, right? Maybe that day you caught a trade or something and you want to just replay it and kind of see okay, what's actually going on in there. You want to maybe go into the 1 minute time frame and see, okay, maybe I could have caught it in here, blah, blah, blah. Like these are things as a trader, it's all a personalized journey, right? So, but trading view is something that you can just use, like I'm showing you now, to mark up your charts, your daily time frame, your 4 hour time frame. You know what I mean? Have your 5 minute time frame on here. Another thing I do is not stare at the charts all day. Is, for example, if I have my low here and I have my high, and I don't know, say I wake up and price is here and it's 8 in the morning. I'm not really looking to trade NAS until like probably 9-ish, 9:30, right? Like we all know opening bell 9:30, it goes crazy. So you want to either have a good position in already before that or after or during or right after. Whatever you want to do, just you know what I mean? Have your strategy. But during this time from 8 in the morning, what I'm personally doing is I'm going and setting an alert. Oh, and it won't let me do it on replay mode. So let me just go to live mode. Okay, for example, right now, we have Asia session high, uh, still kind of printing. Maybe we want to just set an alert, right? So you can set a thing up here, trend line or horizontal ray, right click it, add alert, create. Now, I understand TradeLocker has alerts, but I don't know if you've used it. Like it works, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't make noise, nothing, right? You just get the little pop-up on your screen. Like you don't get anything. When you set a alert on TradingView, you can edit and you can add a few different things, right? You can change the sound of it, you can change um if it goes off once, 3 times, if it sends a text, an email, an app notification. You can put a, for example, TP hit. Okay, so if I put it here, I'm going to show you. As soon as it moves, it'll go off. I don't know if you guys heard that, but okay, so it went and it also sent me a phone notification. So when I go look at my phone and I pull up TradingView, it's going to be this exact layout that I'm showing you now, the TradingView app. Okay. So TradingView is nice because again, you can set alerts at highs and lows. You can maybe you enter a trade and instead of sitting there over managing the trade, you set an alert at TP1 and you set an alert at stop loss. As soon as your alert goes off, boom, you move your stop loss break even. You put your next alert at TP2 or TP3 and you put your alert at break even. It hits your alert, you go check, boom, oh, it broke even, it hit take profit. Instead of sitting there over managing the trade every 2 seconds and just over managing the trade. I don't know who does that, but if you do, that's not what you should do. You can just set alerts, forget it, and kind of go upon your day, right? Not stress about that trade. Same thing. If I'm going about like if you're not using TTT, right? If you even trade alerts, you can use alerts pretty good. So um TradingView is solid. Now, indicators, you can use this one, I'm pretty sure. Let me check. So I'm pretty sure it's called Phantom My Session Range. And what that one does is it is this. So basically you can just have a box, like a colored kind of box over your time that you want to trade maybe, or like a specific session. I would usually have two of those indicators on for Asia and for that, but I use the one that Rich Vendiga showed us, Asian range Nikkei 948, which that indicator, Asian range by Nikkei 948, all it does is marks off this box here from 8 p.m. I think it is to about 1 in the morning Eastern. So those are just points that people use for targets or for entries on different strategies. And then obviously, depending on where you are in the world, maybe you trade London session, right? Which is kind of starting from like 3 in the morning till whenever you want to end. So those are the different indicators. I'm trying to find one that is good like this one that I have. I don't know why this one's locked, but I got it like years ago from like a paid thing. But it marks off highs and lows. So I'm gonna try and find something that's free, but it does it really well. Like as soon as I click it on and off, like it marks every high and low pretty good. Yeah. Like it even makes sure it doesn't catch substructure and stuff. So I'll try and find that. Um, what is this one? Oh, and then that bottom one, if you do want that, again, if you have the free version, you can only have like one indicator on, right? The one indicator that I would even suggest having on is maybe like a session one. Um, but or unless you have like a different strategy, right? Like EMAs and stuff like that, then that's up to you. But that one is session kill zone 7 bridges, which is this bottom one here. And then same thing, like all these indicators have little settings. Whatever indicator you have on, right? EMAs, MMAs, this is A's. Like you can go here, inputs, style, visibility. For example, you can make sure that you only see it on specific time frames. Maybe it gets messy on the higher time frames, so you don't want to see it on those ones, whatever it is, right? Okay. Um, let's see if any questions at all. Dope. Time is it? 9:47. All right, so let me go through some last little things here, and then we'll cover these things pretty quick up here. Yeah, other tools really that you can use. For example, this measuring tool, if you don't use it on Trade Locker, you should. Same thing, you can kind of measure how long something's been, pips, percentage, points if you're trading that, etc. Same thing if you're looking to see like the risk to reward of something over here. You have long position and short position. All right, you set it. You can put your stop loss, your take profit. Right, set your alert. Okay, and then you can see here it's marking off on my 4 hour time frame every time I mark something off here, right? Or if I mark off a low on the 4 hour, then it marks it off on my 5 minute. So TradingView, learn to use it. There's a bunch of videos on how to use it. This is recorded, I'll drop it as well, but there's a bunch of different things you can use here. The replay mode is just very good for you to kind of back test if you want to on here, and you can, kind of write little notes if you want on here kind of yourself. If you really want to get into kind of back testing different stuff, so this is the stuff I'm going to go into now is a bit more advanced. FX replay is kind of once you have a strategy and you want to kind of try out maybe a more like it's simulated, it's like a demo, but what you can do is, and you can go basically to previous times. So I can go into, for example, January of 2025. And it'll start off like January 2025, for example, if I were go to here, okay, which is January over here. But what it does is you can start a simulated demo account. So for example, you can start a 100K simulated demo from January 1st till February 1st, 1 month. And on this, you can start going, it's like you're trading on TradingView, but you're trading previous data that's already happened. So you can see here, go to price, go to next session, go to next day open. Right here, initial balance, risk percent, risk amount, price, position, stop loss, take profit, how much percent you want to enter. So basically you're back testing your strategy on previous data that's already happened, right? What this does is, well, you can see, okay, does this strategy actually work? Yes, you can go on TradingView and you can back test and look. For example, I'm gonna say Liberty strategy just because it's kind of an easier strategy just to show. But yes, you can go and back test on here and be like, okay, you can mark off the highs and you can go back, 5 days a week. You can go back as much time as you want. Like this is what back testing is, and see, okay, every time, it breaks the high, what does it do? It breaks the high. Sometimes do we just continue? Sometimes do we break the high and then pull back? Sometimes do we not break the high and then, we just leave it. Like these are things that you can back test, yes, on TradingView, but on FX replay, you can play it out day by day and actually execute those trades in practice and see, right? It shows like an FX factory, etc. But let me see here, optimize features. Okay, so discover how to optimize your performance. So this is like stuff that's in your TradeX Mastery dashboard, but a bit more advanced. So example, if you're practicing a strategy and you're entering this Asia strategy, maybe you want to backtest London and New York session, but you're only trading New York right now. On FX replay, because you can play it forward quicker and you don't have to actually wait for 3 a.m, you can practice London sessions of previous days and months, right? So while you're practicing, you can see, okay, if you're entering this strategy, Asia, New York, London, and you collect 1 month worth of trading data, and at the end of the month, you can see, okay, maybe Mondays and Fridays, you lose trades every time. Maybe literally, maybe that whole month, every single Monday, you've lost a trade. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays have been really good days for you. Maybe Sundays and Mondays were just really bad for you, and Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays were good. Maybe Asia out of session and London were really, really bad for you, and knowing that at London session you're going to be sleepy and stuff at 3, 4 in the morning, right? 5 in the morning, and you see that your trades are mostly winning during New York. Well, why would you go and trade out of session, Asia, Sundays, right as soon as market opens, if those are the days that you're consistently losing on your collected data, on your back tested data? But these are not things that the average person is thinking of, right? Like this is stuff that a professional trader, an advanced trader is, you don't have to do, but these are things that will help you become more confident in your strategy and executing when your strategy happens in the market. Because all the time we're not right and all the time we're not wrong, right? It's all probabilities. But the strategy, what it does is it creates an edge for us in the market, that this edge can give us 60, 70% accuracy on our strategy or whatever it is, right? On top of our risk to reward. Like these are all things that you have. The only way to know if you're like understanding these things is by back testing, is by collecting data. How do you even know the strategy works? Well, you can go, yes, and start to a live account and start just hitting trades. But I'm telling you now, really, that's not how you learn a strategy right away, right? Um, Again, if you're brand new, like it first starts with copy paste trades, trade alerts, just learning how to manage small things, marking up your charts, doing live sessions to take the trades. Like you can make money while you're learning all this, but this is to be like, if you want to show up every single day and understand and know what you're getting into and what you're getting out of and all this other stuff, trading view and just marking up the charts and etc. is one, but understanding later on a strategy and you can backtest and stuff is another thing. This is another tool. For example, you can connect TradeZella to your live account. This is once you're actually trading on a live account, you can connect to this. Same thing, it's kind of like the analytical dashboard that's on TradeX Mastery. But what TradeZella does is every time you enter a trade on here, it gets tracked. What does that do? Well, you can go and look and see that same thing. It'll show you your P&L, your wins and losses. You have a P&L calendar, your profit factor, etc. Improve your risk management, stop trading without hesitation, etc. Focus on what matters through powerful journaling. So you can actually go back and review your trades. You can replay your trades live off your broker basically and see. You can write notes on each P&L calendar. So for example, if you have your calendar like this, you can click on it and see screenshots and notes of each day. I entered this trade. I did this bad. I did this good. And you can see this is a $60 day, $80 loss, $100 win. And you can start tracking and tracking day by day. You're like, you treat this like a hobby, you get paid like a hobby. You treat trading and Akash X and affiliate marketing and stuff like a business, you get paid like a business, right? And businesses track their numbers. That's what it comes down to. Again, this is more at an advanced level. Once you're wanting to become a full professional full-time trader, you're profiting, etc. Like these are things that can help you become a more advanced trader, right? Notes and comments, etc. Okay, track the metrics that matter. All right, so these are different things that are just tools. They're not part of Akash X, and I'm not shilling you my affiliate code or anything, right? Like these are just tools that are here that are subscriptions that are $20 a month, $50 a month, whatever the heck they are. I'm not here to sell them to you. There's something that you can use in your journey later on once you're looking to become a more professional trader and you're making money from Akash and from trading, etc., then you can put towards your trading business, right? But they're here. I'm just giving you guys the tools here. So, boom. We'll go through this quickly, like 5-10 minutes. I'm recording anyway, so anyone can go back into the recording, but news is kind of like it's a weird one, right? Like I'm not 100% knowledgeable on news. I don't know and understand what monetary policy summary is or official bank rate or BOC press. I don't even know what Trump said at 10 in the morning. Like these are not things I'm paying attention to, right? Sometimes, yes, I can go on Twitter and be like, oh, Trump said this about tariffs, and that's why NAS shot down at 10 in the morning with this huge thing, right? But all news is just to be aware of it. The only news I'm actually aware of and paying attention to is obviously if not our, well, the American president speaks, President Trump speaks, right? That's something to pay attention to. So if he's speaking at 10 in the morning, red folder, at 10 in the morning exactly, something might happen in the market. We don't know what. It's just an excuse to move the market. That's it. It might shoot down, it might shoot up, it might do a lightsaber looking thing and shoot both ways. Like we don't know. It's just an excuse to move the market. There's certain news that you should pay attention to, and what you should do is look and see. For example, we'll go to Friday, which is NFP. There's certain news that are every single month at the same day, same time. Okay. NFP is one of those. It's every single Friday, first Friday of the month. So May 2nd, Friday, NFP. Okay. If we go back to the last month, we'll just go quickly. Okay. April 4th, Friday, NFP, 8:30 in the morning. Okay. Let's go back. 8:30 in the morning, NFP, non-farm employment change. NFP is known to do some crazy stuff. Shoot up, shoot, and we can go check it. Okay, what day was that? Sorry. This is something you can go and do. Okay, May 2nd, 8:30 in the morning, right? Let's go to May 2nd, 8:30 in the morning. Okay. 8:30 in the morning. We literally closed that candle. Okay, look. We close that candle and we have this huge shot up, which causes what? An imbalance in the market. Right? If we go look at the last NFP, what was it? April. Wait, what were we just looking at? May 2nd. It was April 4th or something like that. Okay, we're just going to look at the last two NFPs, but this is something that you can go look at. If you're going to go and trade NFP, when we're telling you in the chat, if you risk 1% and this goes against you, you're going to lose 3 to 5%, and you still go and do it. right? Like come on, please. So you need a back test. You can back test these things. These are things you can back test. Let's go to Friday. I just want to show you. Okay, right. I think that's Friday here. Yeah, April 4th. Oh wow, what was that? Okay, 8:30. Okay, sometimes NFP does not some crazy thing, but okay, 8:30, we close, we just shoot down, and then we just shoot right back up, and then we break down. Okay, so sometimes NFP doesn't do anything crazy, but you can see here structure is like it's breaking a high, it's breaking a low, it's breaking a high, it's breaking a low, pulling back, and then eventually market structure plays out, right? So you can see here during NFP, market's kind of like tight, and then eventually we get like kind of clean structure. So again, not every Friday NFP is going to be some crazy thing, but in this situation here, okay, maybe yes, you you somehow just longed or you were in buys in here and I don't know, you had your stop loss and you somehow caught this trade, right? Like how, whatever, somehow you caught it. But I'm telling you, if you're risking 1%, yes, you made your, 3, 5%, whatever. If you're risking the other way, okay, say you shorted this market here. Say you did this. Hold on. You're like, you know what? Structure just broke down. It's pulling up. We have Asia low and Asia high left. For some reason, you're just like, this thing is going down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just for some reason, you think it's going down. Boom, you enter a short and you set your stop loss. You have your take profit. Boom, that happens. Okay. I'm telling you right now, that stop loss right here, it's not stopping you out right there. I seen I, who was it? I don't know who it was in the chat. It might have been I don't even know who it was. Someone was in the chat. They dropped that they entered a trade during, I think it was NFP. I swear it was NFP. You can see in the screenshot of the trade, the stop loss was there. They were in the trade still, and the price was up here. And instead of being negative 1%, they were now negative 4% still in the trade. So now imagine you're in this trade, it skipped your stop loss, right? And you're still in this trade up here at negative 4%. And on your challenge account, you need 5% to lose the day, right? Like, are you gonna just close it out? Are you gonna hope that it does? Are you gonna hope that it comes back down? Whatever it is, right? These are situations that you don't want to be in. I've been in, other people have been in over the course of, 5, 6, 7 years of trading. NFP is known to cause slippage. Okay. So if you're risking 1%, assume that you're going to lose 3-4% if that trade goes the wrong way. Okay. That's all kind of I'm getting at. So what news you can kind of avoid, or like not avoid, but feel like there's going to be something kind of happening under the TradeX Mastery website. If you scroll down to the bottom, terms and conditions, I don't expect you to read all of it. It's 13 pages, but number 10, there's a small little section that shows you kind of news that is restricted to most prop firms. USA NFP is the first one, right? Like it's the very first one. Retail sales, CPI, PPI, price index, PMI, natural gas inventories, crude oil, Fed rates. These news here are really the only things I'm kind of paying attention to in this area, and not CHF CPI. It has to be USD of those currencies, because that's what's going to move NAS. That's what's going to move gold. That's what's going to move Bitcoin. Those are the three things I pay attention to at only. I don't look at every single asset in the world, silver, gold, NAS, oil, AUD, like I don't do that. I look at gold, I look at NAS, I invest in Bitcoin, right? I look at other cryptos, which I have it separate for the leverage stuff, but I'm not going over that right now. These are things that you want to do, is just stick to 1 or 2 pairs, 3 pairs max, maybe, and just learn about it, master that pair, study it. Backtest things like news is something that can help you. Maybe you go and look at NFP the last 3-4 months and see, maybe, oh, it's something that you avoid based on your strategy. NFP tends to screw you every time. Like, why would you go and trade NFP every time? So these are little things that you can start tweaking. Yes, you can trade every single day, Monday to Friday, but there's certain days throughout the year that you just don't want to trade. There's certain days that you show up Monday to Friday, markets are choppy. You're not confused. It's just markets are confused. They don't know if they're going up or down. That's all it is, right? Last thing I'm gonna go over is oh, and AkashX has here calendars. You can access Forex Factory through AkashX if you want, right? Under calendars. But I don't look at this stuff really, financial news. Again, it's just little things that pop up. Currency strength meter, trend analysis. Maybe you look at this stuff to help you with your strategy and trading. That's up to you, right? There was a couple people asking me about copy trading, or like having multiple accounts on one, right? Someone asked in the chat, and then I got DM'd also. Here, there is a few different tools. Same thing, there's subscriptions, right? Not selling you them, not affiliated. It's something that you can access later on when you want to have multiple accounts hooked up, trading multiple accounts, right? Which again, a lot of us are not at that level yet, but it's there. Social trader tools, you can hook up different MT4 and MT5 accounts. Example, $20 a month is 2 accounts. $60 a month is 5 accounts. You can see 10 accounts, 20 accounts, up to 100 accounts, right? No one needs to do that right now, but it's there. People are doing it just to think about the level some people are at trading. There's levels to trading, I'm telling you, because imagine there's people out there that have 100 accounts. That's 100 prop firms, live accounts, all connected. You enter a trade on one account and it enters them across all your accounts. You can risk different percentage across. You risk 1% on one, 0.5% on the other, 0.25% on one, 0.1, like maybe you risk a 0.1% across all the accounts and you create yourself a buffer, right? Like there's a lot you can do in trading. This is stuff again,
Oh, there we go, 3 over.
Oh.
We look for our
1
confirmation
second.
candle. Well, this is a good example. In this particular case,
Play in there. I think it was just like a video, a YouTube video or something. But basically, these are things that people are doing, right? Like they have 2, 5, 10 accounts plus hooked up. Trade syncers for futures. Not going to get into it, but for those that are trading futures, I've seen people doing that. Traders Connect. I have not looked into this yet. This is something that I seen like 1 or 2 YouTube videos, to be honest, quickly. And I just seen that Trade Locker was beta. Again, it's new. It's probably gonna have issues. It probably does have issues, right? Like it's not something that even I would personally use yet. Um, but I'm gonna keep an eye on Traders Connect. So because Trade Locker is something most of us are using and it's a lot more user friendly for everyone. So again, as things kind of progress, we will see, right? Again, this is stuff that comes in your journey, but that's all it is. So those are 3 different tools that you can use for copy trading multiple accounts and have your master account. Again, very experienced stuff. It's stuff that you can go and watch on YouTube, etc., and see there is people out there with 50, 40, 100 counts all hooked up, right? Millions of dollars. So pretty legit. Um, other than that, 9 of us left on the call. See a few of us here. Is there any questions anyone has to wrap it up? Drop some ones if you learned something today and got some value in the chat. And yeah, I'll do a bit more calls like this, just kind of like marking up charts and stuff. You know what I mean? So people can ask questions also, but I understand like yeah, trading's kind of just something you kind of just tune in and just see what you learn, right? To these sessions. So it's yeah. We'll look at Bitcoin quick for anyone who's just kind of chilling on here quickly, and then I'll just end it. Let's see. So I'll show you Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, same thing. If we look at Bitcoin from down here to the high, all this here, okay? We have a high, we have a low. We pull up, pull back, pull up, we pull down. We don't break that low. And then we eventually pull up, pull back, and then we break the high. Okay, maybe our downtrend is ending. We pull back, we break the high. We pull back, we don't break the last low, right? We break the high. We pull back, we don't break the last low, right? And like again, these are little things that you have to kind of like see. Okay, we break a high, we pull back, we don't break that low, we consolidate, and then we eventually break the high. We pull back, we break the high. We pull back, we break the high. Pull back, this is our last low. Go sideways, break the high. We pull back, we break the high. Right? We pull back, kind of leaves this. That's like a weird kind of structure there. Maybe you can consider that a low. breaks the low, and then that would be our high broken. And then anyways, we break the high. Okay, so market structure, most of the time, again, you're gonna have sometimes situations like this where we break the low, break the high, and then we break the low. Right? It's there to confuse you, but high, low, high, low, high, right? High, low, high, low, high, low. Most of the time, 70, 80% of the time, the 4-hour market structure is following to the end. Okay. And then you have your pullback. So just these are things you back test. If you want to get feedback from me, okay. Last thing, I'm actually going to wrap it up. And this is what I was wanting to get into at the beginning and I forgot. Here in the right, snapshot, take a snapshot. You can, whatever is here on my screen right now, you can click here, copy image or copy link. You can go to the Discord. You can go into trading chat. You can paste it and then write, hey, at Itiel or at Andre or at someone experienced. What do you think of my chart here? Am I marking up my highs and lows correctly? Am I doing this right? You send it in. Boom. Okay, it's going to look like this. So now I can actually pull up your chart and look at it and see what am I looking at, right? And give you proper feedback. So those are things that if you want, you can do in the trading chat is screenshot your charts or your setups and your highs and lows and stuff like that. Take a snapshot or whatever it is, copy image, paste it, and then write a little caption, on it, description, whatever, right? Okay. So we'll wrap it up with that. I will see y'all in the chat. Tomorrow's Friday, so just be careful trading. Other than that, live session tomorrow. I don't think there is one. But I will probably do a crypto pop-up some point this weekend, to be honest. When Zeus is live, same thing, it's launching soon. We'll be more live with crypto too.